And welcome back, everybody. My chair just sank down a little bit, but that's okay. This is Movies and Beyond. That's Kyle. I'm Callum. And we've just seen the first episode of Secret Invasion. Kyle, what do you think of it?
You're gonna ask how I am.
No, because I don't care. I've been with you for a couple of hours already, and I ain't asked yet. So what makes you think I'd care now? What I do care about is what you think of Secret Invasion.
I hated it.
You hated it
Yeah.
with a passion.
Absolute passion. Well, there was a couple of surprises in it.
Yeah. Oh, full spoilers, by the way, guys. We're just
Yeah.
no point in waiting because it's on Disney Plus.
You can. It's right there. You can watch it.
You can watch
it's
it.
not like you have to go anywhere. You can watch it on your phone. So yeah, full spoilers. The sort of not twist, but the reveal with Emilia Clarke being the daughter. That was, I could kind of see that just as it was.
Yeah, you
building up
you
to
called it just as it happened.
Yeah.
As a daughter of Talos. You went, that's his daughter.
Yeah, I feel like this has, like I said, it has probably a lot of potential. The only problem that I think it will have is will it sort of be able to keep going with that momentum? Because obviously you don't want to have a show that's just kind of, keep hinting at something and then it doesn't kind of get revealed. Overall, as a first episode, I enjoyed it. I was expecting to enjoy it a little bit more. The opening was great. The opening was fantastic.
Yeah, with Everett Ross in it as what's his name now?
As the scroll.
No, what's like the actual actor's name?
I think it's like something Freeman.
Martin Freeman, is it?
Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I think it is.
Cool to see him. We probably won't see him again in this show because he's a special guest star. Who knows? He might show up maybe one more time.
Have you seen how my chair's just got lower and lower and lower?
Yeah, I know. It's not actually accurate. This isn't accurate, by the way. Like, Callum is much taller than me, so see if you can fix that. Yeah, it looks very weird.
Yeah, no, it's alright. I don't care.
Alright.
Yeah.
Short ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. It didn't blow away my mind, but it stuck to it in being like a very not a lot of action. I would have preferred if the action wasn't even in this first episode.
A bit more character development.
Development, develop on the story, which I think it did. It did pretty well. The scrolls after staying like radioactive disasters, that's like their hideout thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Nick Fury was good in it. I wouldn't say he was great, but
I love the moment when he went full Jules from Pulp Fiction on the other scroll when he's just sitting there with a gun.
I mean, it's a good start to the show. It feels different.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It still feels very MCU. It doesn't feel different as in like how Daredevil felt. It still feels very MCU, but it does feel different from the other shows. It's got it hasn't got much action. I'm pretty sure it's got like maybe 2 action scenes in it.
I won't even say action scenes. It's got like 2 fights in it, maybe.
Yeah, but that's action.
But
like they're not very long or anything like that. It's just a quick, like I said, like a quick fight. But yeah, I kind of wished with a show like this, just because it's a bit slower, I would have liked to have seen maybe a 2-episode premiere. I feel like that would have helped a little bit. Just because it was 54 minutes long. It's 10 minutes for the credits. Roughly.
Yeah.
I want like meaty episodes. I don't like. That's what I said before. Like, if this doesn't have the meaty episodes, then I'm gonna be probably quite disappointed in it, because that's what the Disney Plus shows for me. That's like the biggest pet peeve I have with them.
Yeah, the biggest criticism is the episode lengths that they have. Now, for me, as a first episode,
I don't care.
Right, that's been it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. So, for a first episode, it's I think it was a strong first episode. It's classic, like you said, classic MCU. The first episode is pretty slow usually. You look at stuff like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you know, Moon Knight, which is probably my favourite Disney Plus Marvel show. The first episode's very slow, but it builds that tension. And
That's fucking nuts. Sorry,
nice, you've got that Ezra Miller hair.
The fuck?
I mean, the hair of the teenage girl that he captured. Anyway, so, you know, it's got that first episode of an MCU show sort of vibe, and I did like the character building in it. You know, it's fucking.
I'll say this: there was nothing that outstanding in this.
No, nothing outstanding.
It's not made me go like, oh my god, you're gonna have to go watch this. Like, still go watch it. It's Marvel. It's Nick Fury. What's not to like? But there was nothing that was gripping with the show, which I feel like that's probably going to be a bit of a problem, because if this first show doesn't grip a lot of people, like, a lot of people aren't going to watch the show. It's
definitely not.
Even with Sam Jackson involved, it's not a lot.
There's
of Marvel.
no superhero name on it or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It just says Marvel Secret Invasion. It's not even a character name. They've just got a show called Secret Invasion.
So yeah, I don't think it'll get a lot of views on Disney Plus. It'll probably be there with like Miss Marvel, because that didn't get a lot of
No, it didn't.
viewage on Disney Plus. But yeah, I feel like that's probably the only problem that this is going to face. I feel like it's as a show, it's going to do well if it keeps, if it.
I think it might do well critically.
Yeah, if it keeps continuing building up and each episode feels whole. This one kind of felt whole. I mean,
it had a shocking ending, a very shocking ending, and throughout the whole episode, within the first 5 minutes, we're going, is he a Skrull?
Yeah. The thing with the ending, though, with obviously Maria Hill getting shot.
Yeah. Which is a big MCU death.
I don't think it was deserved.
You don't think it was earned, or?
No, I thought.
I feel like they came in and they wanted to shock us. And I'm not going to lie, I was definitely shocked by the death, because I thought she was going to be in the show a lot. Maria Hill and Nick Fury go hand in hand. And
but it's just the way she died. It's like, it didn't raise the stakes or anything like that for me. It's just like, it felt like a very bang, death, shock. Whoa.
Well, for me, I think that's what it was supposed to be. We're supposed to feel that, that shock of like, what? Because obviously it's the Skrull, the leader Skrull, disguised himself as Nick Fury, calls Maria Hill's name and then goes, bang, shoots her. So I feel like it was supposed to be very, what just happened?
I think I just don't like the fact that she was shot off. And she's been in the MCU a long time. She could have been
11 years.
Exactly.
11 years.
She could have been given like a really cool death, and she wasn't, unfortunately. Is it the end of seeing the character Maria Hill come back in Skrull form kind of thing? Maybe
Yeah, maybe in like a later
episode.
episode, a later episode, like that Skrull guy will come back
and then
like
oh my
use
God,
use her face to like fuck with him or something.
She's alive, and it's like. But here's the thing though, like, you have to be a bit skeptical, obviously, about this, because look at Sam Jackson. He faked his death in Winter Soldier. I say Sam Jackson. Nick Fury and Sam Jackson, to me, it's the same person.
Might as well be.
I mean, they're both badass. So, yeah, she got shot, like, there, when, it wasn't anywhere sort of critical. She got shot once.
Right, I'd like to see you get shot there, mate, and live.
Well, Sam Jackson got like a good full-on, shot by the Winter Soldier. So
yeah, but he's got Sam Jackson powers.
HV rounds.
Yeah, high velocity, armor piercing, explosive rounds.
I don't know if they were explosive.
They look pretty explosive when they went through him. Yeah.
If he was incendiary rounds, there's no way of getting all
that. Another thing, me and Kyle probably both want to say is a lot of this episode was shot where we live, so every other shot.
If you're wondering where that is, where it's shot, it's Leeds, and it's in our sort of town area.
Yeah. So it's not like next to our house, the city where we live.
It's like 10, 15 minutes away in a car. But it was cool to see. But I
Yeah.
remember just going through and just both being like, Leeds!
Leeds! Leeds!
Oh, Leeds again! And it wasn't even Leeds, it were actually Russia.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was cool to see. It was nice to see that, you know, it was just cool to see, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've been there. I've walked up and down there. Yeah, other than that, to be honest, I'm going to watch the whole thing, but nothing gripped me on the show, and the Maria Hill death just felt a little undeserved. Not for Maria Hill as the character, you know, more of she should have been given a better send-off, a better death.
I liked the Maria Hill death because it was shocking. I really wasn't expecting it. And yeah, I believe that she should have been given, you know, maybe like a better heroic death. But the thing with life is, you don't get to choose how you go out every time. Not everyone's Robert Downey Jr.
You know what I think would have been pretty cool is, I think this would have probably worked a little bit better, and it would have been a better like ending to the first episode. Is what's the dude's name? Is it
Talos.
Talos.
Ben Mendelsohn's character.
But yeah, because obviously he plays Sam Jackson, scroll wise in Spider-Man
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Post-credit scene, yeah.
Post-credit scene. It's revealed he's him, and he was him the entire film. So what would have been really cool is if obviously Talos was disguised as Nick Fury, and we didn't know that this Nick Fury is Talos, if that made any sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have preferred that, and then what they could have done at the end is like, oh, Sam, Nick Fury is chasing after, Talos' daughter, who has the dirty bombs when they're underground. It would have been cool if, like, that's when the reveal, it's like, what's going on here? Why is he saying daughter?
So double whammy,
Like
that's his
double,
daughter, and
like
that's Talos. Yeah,
that would have worked a bit better for me. Like, that's.
Yeah, I feel like though after the long opening that they had, I feel like after that they wanted to get Fury in it right away, and know it's Fury because this is Fury's show.
Yeah, I know, but it's still it's still about that.
Yeah,
character. Yeah. And then at the end of the show, it could have been revealed like, oh, Nick Fury is coming back down from Earth, and that would have been like a nice, not cliffhanger, but like, oh, tune in for episode 2, and you get to see the real Nick Fury. So
right.
I feel like that probably for me would have worked a little bit better, but
yeah,
that's just my idea of it.
As of right now, who is your most suspected Skrull? So let's just out of a couple of characters, so Nick Fury himself, Olivia Colman's character, I forgot the name, or let's even chuck in Don Cheadle's War Machine. What who do you see being a Skrull out of them? Because I don't think all the Skrull reveals are done. You don't do Secret Invasion and then not reveal other people as being a Skrull.
Could be Don Cheadle's character, yeah. I just don't think it was set up that way. It was just kind of a bit of a throwaway scene.
I think he's going to be in it more because he wasn't special guest starring at the end.
No, it will be.
He was actually credited, so it'd be a series regular.
It was just weird how he was kind of thrown in there for no real reason. Like, they could have just... Like, if the first episode he's going to be properly in like...
Yeah, they could have saved that scene.
Save that little scene for the start of the episode, and then, like, we cut to Nick Fury, and then we get to see Don Cheadle.
I think Rhodey's going to come in next week, and he's going to learn about Hill's death. So, yeah. I definitely 100% see... I don't know if it's too obvious or not. Maybe I'm falling right into a trap, but Olivia Colman's character, the one who Fury got kidnapped by her guards.
Like I said,
I think she's a Skrull.
With like the deaths and stuff, we just don't know for certain yet. I mean, one thing I will say I did quite like is the whole Nick Fury wasn't the same. They make that very obvious after the snap thing, and he gets like a little flashback. I don't know if it's like it's going into like his mental physique, and like he's just thinking like, oh shit, like I'm not the
guy I used to be.
I'm not the strongest guy. I'm not the I don't have all this power and resources.
Well, yeah, because she says to him, you spent all them years putting all that work in, and then, to know that there's always going to be someone stronger than you who could take it away. just get the thing out his ass. There we go.
Broke it.
And now the mic's gone. This guy.
You get it, you collect hot toys.
I just wanted to show off my hot toys.
Fucking loser.
And now Thanos is stabbed.
At the same time, I don't quite understand that because the Avengers won. I don't get why he's so bummed out about it. Yeah, they lost in Infinity War, but they brought it back.
Yeah, his plan still worked.
Exactly. Yeah, so I don't know why he's so hung up about that and why everyone's kind of taking the piss. It's like he made the Avengers. Yeah. The Avengers saved the fucking day.
It was it was his idea to bring together a group of extraordinary people.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I don't get why everyone's kind of like, why she was saying like, oh, you're not the man you used to be. Like, bitch, please, like, he's been to space and he's created the Avengers, like,
Yeah.
Give the guy some credit.
Yeah, no, but I definitely think she's a Skrull. Because she, they're already saying, there could be in these, higher levels of society already. Maybe she is. Maybe she's been a Skrull from day one with Fury.
Maybe the president.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe the president, because we know Harrison Ford. It's just a rumor right now, but apparently he's going to be President Thunderbolt Ross in Brave New World and Thunderbolts.
We'll have to like dissect the episode a bit more. The scene where they've got all the humans that they copy and take the memories.
Yeah.
Like, tied up and stuff. Maybe there's like a cameo in there.
Yeah, because our routine used to be, we'd watch the show and then we'd watch a breakdown right after, but we've just jumped on and recorded this just to give our unfiltered opinions on it right away. So yeah, I think she's a Skrull. The thing I was still the most shocked about in the episode is I didn't expect Emilia Clarke's character to be a Skrull right away. I don't know if she was revealed as one in the marketing or anything like that. Because this isn't something I've been paying too much attention to. I know it was coming out, and I was excited for it, but I didn't expect Emilia Clarke's character to be a Skrull. So that was quite shocking. Where do you see Emilia? Obviously the show's not finished yet. Do you see her having a future in MCU, possibly? Like Kit Harington, her Game of Thrones alumni, or do you think she'll be done after this show?
I mean, if this is successful, then yeah, she probably will. If it does well, at very least critically, I think she will have a future in the show. Because you look at Emilia Clarke's track record, she was in the Transformers franchise, and that was supposed to get a sequel to that god awful.
She was in the Transformers.
Terminator, not Transformers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think what fucking Transformers film was she?
Both robots, both start with a T. I'm sorry, my eyes are still fucked. The drops are making me go crazy. I wouldn't surprise me if she was in one of those films. To be fair. Anyways, so yeah, she's been in Star Wars as well, and obviously she was in Han Solo, or I should say Han Solo was probably in her, but she was in the Han Solo movie. And
did you just say wait? Did you just say Han Solo was in her?
Probably, yeah.
Nice. Keep it rolling.
So obviously with Game of Thrones now is dead for her. Like, she died in that. She can't go any further.
We didn't put any Game of Thrones spoilers up here. Who cares?
Oh, fuck you. It's the last season was shit.
I liked it.
Yeah, you fucking would. But what I mean is, she will stick to a franchise. She's stuck with Game of Thrones all the way to the end from the very beginning. So she's that type of actor that will stay with the franchise. It's just, unfortunately, from like previous franchises after the Game of Thrones, is she was in Terminator and that was just bad, and I'm pretty sure she was supposed to be in the sequel for that, but they cancelled that and made a different Terminator film. And then she was in Star Wars, and then they do like a setup at the end and reveal like, oh, it's Darth Maul there. She's working for Darth Maul.
And then notes come of that.
Yeah, it was like the Syndicate. So yeah, I think it's a bit similar to the whole thing of not the same, but similar with obviously I'm forgetting his name, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, because he didn't sign a multi-picture contract for, he was like, no, I'll sign on for the show, and I'll see how it does.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the same thing as well with Amelia Clark is. But you know, I've seen her in interviews. She said like this is the best franchise. She must obviously love Marvel. So you know, maybe she will get into like some sort of a contract or something. I think
Yeah.
she does want to be in this franchise. She wants to be in it long term.
Well, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to be in the Marvel franchise?
Oscar
Well,
Isaac.
well, now that he's seen Moon Knight's success, I think he's up for it. He said the entity of Moon Knight will return. So out of 10, what are you placing this first episode at? Obviously think of it as a premiere episode. You need to take that into account.
7.
I'm right with you on that actually. I'd give it a 7. Yeah, no, definitely. Do you think it's a big leap up from the first episode of She-Hulk? She-Hulk was the last show we got. Now, She-Hulk had the first Marvel thing that I hated. There was stuff that I...
What, so you telling me you didn't like the twerking scene?
Let's not talk about that.
Should look on your YouTube history.
No. No. So yeah, that was like episode 3 of She-Hulk was the first thing I've hated of Marvel. I see this being a lot better though.
I didn't hate She-Hulk. I liked it.
I hated episode 3.
What happened in that?
That was the twerking episode. It was just badly written. But after that, no, Daredevil in it. I thought Daredevil would done well in She-Hulk. But yeah, overall, I'd give it about 7 out of 10. But I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, it's something to watch, I guess. It's not, like I said, this first episode didn't rip me at all, which is kind of disappointing. I thought it would, just being like an espionage, spy thriller kind of thing. But unfortunately, it's just not gripped me.
The people who've said they've read the scripts say the show's great. It's got a Winter Soldier vibe. I didn't get that Winter Soldier vibe yet in this first episode.
No.
I hope to get it at some point.
It's not even like it needs to be Winter
No.
Soldier. It just needs to be. It needs to be interesting and gripping. Right now, it's not really doing that. I like the idea of like the scroll, like a part of the scroll. The ones that are still alive and kicking. That they've kind of like broke away. Like a part of them have broke away and formed into the sort of. They want just a home basically. I like their plot and what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good. But the whole dirty bomb thing, it just feels like it's very tied into espionage and political stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm excited because the bombs did go off, and it's like, oh, this is the kicking off point now for shit's gonna hit the fan. Now from this point.
Didn't grip me still though. I still had a feeling that there's a good chance that the bombs are still going to go off, and I wasn't like, ooh. I was just kind of like, I'll watch next week's episode.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for the whole season. I want to see where it goes. Because this, it's got a strong first episode. Some of the best shows in history have very weak pilot episodes, like Game of Thrones. The first couple of episodes of Game of Thrones aren't that great. People look at it with rose-tinted glasses now. Well, this could be one of them shows, but then again, it's only got 6 episodes to get us hooked and enjoy it. So that's one thing going against it. But yeah. So, favourite moment of the episode, though?
Favourite moment? Didn't like the action.
You didn't like the action?
No, I thought it was kind of boring and generic.
It was like Jason Bourne done bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Favorite moment, I think it was just seeing Martin Freeman's character at the start of the episode. That's probably it.
Well, I loved the scene where Fury was sitting down with Talos, and the interrogating that other Skrull, and he's like, "You get one lie, everybody gets one." He's like, "You gonna shoot me?" And he goes, "Maybe." So yeah, like I enjoyed that. Sam Jackson clearly got to have a bit of fun playing the role this time instead of being a side character. So yeah, but yeah, 7 out of 10. Looking forward to next week. We'll do this again next week. Get on camera in my living room and have some fun. And then the cameras will be rolling after as well.
Wait, why?
But yeah, I've been Callum. That's been Kyle.
Fuck you.
This is Movies and Beyond. Like, subscribe, share, show us to your mother, and Amelia Clark, call me.